Welcome back to part 2 of reasons to cancel your real estate transaction. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hey, Eric here, and if you like the stuff I'm putting out here, go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment so the algorithm will help me out and so I can put more content out for you guys. So last time we talked about some reasons you want to cancel that real estate transaction, or at least think about it to help protect yourself. So let's get into some more reasons that you may want to start thinking about. Is this really the house for you, even though you've put an offer in on it? So let's go ahead and get into the reasons today. So we're going to continue like last time, and we're going to start with number 6. Okay, here's a problem that you're going to find here in Las Vegas. We do a lot of self-help. AKA, we don't go down to the county and get things done right. You know, we find people who will do it in Craigslist, find them at Home Depot, so to speak, and we didn't go pull permits. And then we go try to sell a house and people find out all the things we did. A lot of people are guilty of that. You have to have a permit to do a lot of things. Did you know when you put a new door on your house, if you put the frame in, you're actually supposed to go get a permit from the county? People don't do that. Put a hot water heater in. Did I just say hot water heater? Oh, man. I don't believe I said that. A water heater in. You're supposed to go get a permit from the county. People don't do that. Plenty of guys just go to Craigslist right now. Type in water heater. They'll pop up. They'll bring that water heater out to your house and install it. I guarantee you, there was no permit. Then when you go to sell your house, there may be an issue. Or if you're the one buying that house, there could be an issue. So look for unpermitted work. You'll see unpermitted additions, especially on certain sides of town, especially here in Las Vegas. East side of town, parts of North Las Vegas. People have turned garages into full-blown rooms. They didn't go get a permit. When someone finds out, may not pass muster, may not pass that loan. So you're sitting there, you're wasting your time trying to get a loan, and it's not going to pass. And then what happens if somebody, was just blind one day, and they weren't thinking, had a little too many drinks at the bar last night and didn't notice, and they let it pass. Well, now you're stuck with it. You're stuck with the unpermitted work. I didn't know it wasn't permitted. Are you expert in that? Did you go down to the county and check that? Guess what? The inspector doesn't go down to the county when you do a home inspection. That's not their job. The appraiser, they probably didn't go and check to make sure things were done right, because guess what? That's actually not their job. They can only notice when things look like they may not have been permitted, like someone turned a garage into a room. That addition, well, they may look at that or not. And some types of loans don't care. Like a conventional loan, you can have unpermitted work. But if you got a VA loan, you're in trouble. So even if it is allowable in your loan, do you really trust the person who did that? If they didn't get a permit, what did they do? How many cats and dead bodies are in that wall? I don't know. Do you? You want to take that chance? Unless you're getting a bargain or something. Why are you trying to have somebody sit there talking about how their house is worth $50,000 more because of an addition that they didn't even get the proper permits for? So think about that, whether or not you want to pay for that, or if you find out it's unpermitted, it's like, hey, you didn't do any permitted work. You didn't add value to this house. You may have actually set me up for issues in the future. So if someone set you up, why are you going to reward them by giving them more money? You don't. Now, if the market's going up and you need to do this, you can't find a home, maybe that's what you have to do. That's up to you. I say that a lot because it is up to you. I'm not saying because any of these things happen that you have to cancel your transaction. I'm just saying these are things to consider because there are people out there trying to pressure you to go forward because they may need a paycheck. So don't let somebody's wallet dictate what happens to you, okay? Then when that happens and you have unpermitted work, look at it carefully because it may be time to pull chalks. Reason number 7. Yes, this is a soft reason. To be honest, it's barely a reason. What happens if your house is still on the market and not selling? That's seller of the house you're trying to buy. They may start grousing a little bit. Maybe it's time to cancel. I mean, why is your house not selling? Start looking at what you need to do to get it sold. Is your real estate agent actually telling you why it's not selling? Communicate with your agent and find out, hey, what needs to happen to get my house sold? And sometimes it's the answer you don't want to hear. We always want to hear, I'm going to market your house more. I'm going to tell you a little story. You're driving down the road and you need gas. So you see those big signs, that has, the gas and the McDonald's and all this stuff. You get off the expressway, the freeway, you're, the middle of the desert. And you get off and you see the signs that say, gas to the right. And then there's a guy up there in a gorilla costume and he's got the big, spinning sign that says gas this way. Wow. So you take that right and you drive down there and then you see a big hot air balloon and everything and a searchlight. Shh. Wow, you drive on down there. Then the gas station over here that did all of that stuff, their gas is $3 a gallon. The gas station across the street is $2.75. Which gas did you get? Oh, yeah. You drove into the one that's $2.75. Why didn't you drive into the one that was $3? Because it was $3 and this one was $2.75. The guy who spent all that stuff on the gorilla and the spinning signs and the balloon and the lights and all that stuff, he did free advertising for the guy at $2.75. That's all that advertising does for an overpriced house. If your house is overpriced, you may as well let the seller of the house that you're trying to buy go sell it to someone else, because until you lower the price of your house, ain't nothing going to happen. No advertising is going to sell the house unless you're lucky and sell it to a cash buyer who is not going to get an appraisal or just doesn't care because they love it. And you're all looking at your realtors, well, I need you to find me that cash buyer who doesn't care, or the one I love. You just have to find someone who just understands my house. Yeah, you end up with people who don't understand your house and you end up selling it for the $2.75 after spending all that money on the gorilla. Just being honest. So if your house isn't selling, you either need to do something to make it sellable, or you need to pull chalks and let the seller of the house that you're trying to buy go and get their house sold, because you're doing no one any good, that seller or yourself as a seller, if you're wasting your time. Okay? Go ahead and pull chalks on that. And finally, reason number 8 why you may need to pull chalks is your life changes. Some people continue to try to go on with the real estate transaction even when they have a change in their life. Sometimes your significant other may pass. Sometimes your significant other may leave for another significant other. Sometimes you have an addition to your family. And then you're continuing with that transaction when it may no longer be right for you. And sometimes you're just letting those emotions of you being near that completion of that transaction. You need to evaluate that and your life circumstance to see if that still is the right thing for you to do. So you need to look within yourself to see if you really want to continue with that transaction, and listen carefully to the words of the people who are talking to you and see if they're speaking with your interest in mind. They may be speaking with the interest of they need a paycheck next week, or else they're going to lose their home. So they want you to buy a home so they don't lose their home. I like to speak frankly with people. And sometimes it hurts me because I speak frankly. When you are buying a house, it can be one of the largest transactions that you will ever make, and one of the most significant. You should listen carefully to things that people tell you and they say to you, and listen to their motivations, because someone trying to pressure you into buying a house may not be the best thing for you. When people sit there and they show you charts about what's better, renting or buying, yes, many times buying is better than renting. But is it right for you? For you, renting may be better than buying. For most people, buying is better than renting. So don't take a generalization for something. So find someone you trust if you want to take advice, because you don't want to end up in a situation that you're going to regret for years to come. Those are my 2 cents. And if you like what I'm putting out there, go ahead and subscribe. I'm gonna bring you to church every week and bring you some good value, not just about purchasing homes here in Las Vegas or selling homes here in Las Vegas. I just want to take this a little bit deeper with everybody. Okay? See you guys next week.